There we go. Hi. Let me get my coffee, of course. Hello and welcome. Oops, I think I wobbled the screen there. That should be it now. Hi, welcome. Thank you for tuning in. This is my wee YouTube channel that I recently started in December called Frugalful, and my name is Lara. So, Frugalful is a channel to do with frugal living, living simply on a budget, but still living a full life. So it's like a lifestyle and budgeting channel. So I hope you enjoy today's topic, which I'm really excited to chat to you about, which is about the wonders of bartering. So I live near Glasgow in Scotland, and I don't know how common these are around other parts of the UK and around the world. But through Facebook, I came to discover, I think it was about 5 years ago, I came to discover this really great group that's really grown in number since back then. There's lots more people on it now, and it's a bartering group. And it's just such a brilliant idea. It's actually called Brilliant Bartering Glasgow, the one that I'm on. But as I say, hopefully there's lots of other things like that in other places too. It's such a fantastic concept. So the idea is that people swap for things. Money doesn't pass hands. What happens is if people have things they no longer need, they can post a picture or a description or both. They can say if there's any particular kind of things they're looking for as a barter, or just they can be open to different ideas. And it doesn't have to be like for like value at all. And it doesn't necessarily have to be a swap for a material thing. Sometimes people actually swap skills on there, which is such a great idea as well. I've seen people asking for swaps that are, for example, to help with decorating, to help with catering, that sort of thing, or some kind of repairs or advice on like some web design or this kind of thing. There's all sorts of things that can be swapped, and it's just such a brilliant concept. As I say, it's been a real godsend for me. I haven't really used it very much since the pandemic hit in 2020. Just I haven't been traveling as much, and I haven't really had the need as much. But when I moved house and when I started about 5 or 6 years ago or so on the group, it was a really, really big help for helping me to, a big help for helping. Great English, Laura. It was a great help for me getting started. Things that I needed, furniture, like wee furniture bits or different kinds of practical things, but also just some really interesting random things, because you just never know what's going to appear on there. Some of the most bizarre things imaginable I've swapped for. And one of the most popular, often people will ask for kind of food or drink, cupboard staples. Sometimes people ask for things like alcohol, maybe a bottle of whiskey or that kind of thing, but really the ethos of the page is more to ask for things that are needs and that are more things that people might have lying around at home, rather than expecting people to go and buy things for you, because that's not really the ethos of the group. It's more just reducing waste from landfill and helping to recycle things and repurpose things so things aren't going to waste. It's actually a really great page and group for people who have children. There's a lot of people make good use of it for if they have clothes that their kids have grown out of, or toys that their kids no longer play with, and they can let those go. And people often give stuff away on there, which is really great as well. But people will swap for things like that, and maybe even swap for things that are suitable for the age their children now are, or as I say, cupboard staples for home, food items, that kind of thing. People do just give things away sometimes as well, or ask that somebody gives some things to the local food bank to help other people. And people also rally around and help folk out when they're going through difficult times sometimes. Like, I've seen if people say somebody's had a personal crisis and they've had to move out very quickly, and they're stuck and they need things, people will rally around and help, which is really, really kind. So yeah, I've seen lots of different kinds of things on there, and lots of different kind of things that people are offering to swap or would like. A very popular form of currency on there is tinned tomatoes. A lot of people like to swap for tins of tomatoes. So I found it a really helpful thing, both for acquiring some things I've needed, finding some really amazing, unusual items, and also for helping me declutter some things that I didn't need anymore, like clothes, for example. So I'll show you pictures of a few of my favourite ever things that I've swapped for. I think it's 5 examples that I had in mind. So one of them being my mirror in the bedroom, which I'm sure I swapped. I think I got that for 5 tins of tomatoes. I'm sure it was something like that. I have some bamboo screening at the allotment that was for tins of tomatoes as well, which was brilliant, because that was something I really, really needed. And the person was just glad to have it taken away, because they would have had to throw it out and they just wanted rid of it. Similarly, I have a patio table and chairs in the garden, which was something that I needed. But these things are expensive, but the person just wanted rid of it, and they didn't have the means to get rid of it and have it taken away. So it saved them having to pay for the council to come and take it or anything. And it was something that I needed, and it's been a really big help. And unbelievably, it was the most amazing, I think that's the most amazing swap. So I got my wee patio table and chairs for a bunch of bananas. And then my cast iron fireplace, I still have a lot of decorating to do at home. It's a long-term project, but eventually this cast iron fireplace, I'll fit that in. It actually comes from an old pub in the city originally. So I got that for a bottle of wine. And then I'll show you a photo of a nice picture that I like. It's of a plant. Is it Picasso? I think it's a print of a Picasso or something. It's a big one. And I really like the image. And I think the person was just going to give it to me, but I gave them some tins of lentils and tomatoes and things, if I remember right. And I think the final one I was going to show you in the picture is my big Pink Panther plush from the 70s, who I think is just awesome. And I got him for some packets of wet wipes. So that was really brilliant as well. I was delighted with that. And then I'll tell you also a story of another time when there were a few of us putting in different ideas and offers of what we could swap, and I won, and it was for my push bike. So the swap that I gave for the push bike was, I was doing some batch cooking, so I offered a Tupperware of each of my dishes that I made. So for each day of the week, I brought them a tub of dinner. So it was like one night it was a Tupperware with a curry, one night it was a risotto, one night I think it was a pasta dish, a casserole one night, and I think it might have been veggie chili or something on the last night. Yeah, so that was it. That was the swap for the bike. So as I say, it's just so varied what goes up on there. The sky's the limit, really. People are very creative with the things that they offer, and people do arts and crafts sometimes as swaps. I've had people do nice cross-stitch pictures for me as well as a swap. So yeah, do you know, it's just such a positive thing. It's such a positive ethos, and I've made some friends on there and met some lovely people who have the same kind of mindset, that they don't want to waste. They want to try and budget, help the planet, be good to the environment. Yeah, there's a lot of like-minded folk on there, and it's just a really feel-good thing. It's just, yeah, it's a win-win. So I'll show you some pictures of things that I've swapped. Enjoy. There you go. So I hope you enjoyed that. I also meant to say that hi-fi, that was a swap too. I can't remember what, but I know it was some kind of kitchen foodie items. I can't remember what. It was probably tins of tomatoes. I wouldn't be surprised, but yeah, that was a barter. So it's, yeah, I love it, as you can tell. And if you have anything like that in your local area, I would say go for it. Just get involved, because it's such a positive feel-good thing. And if there isn't anything like that, then why not start a group? You could see if other folks want to start one up. I think the more things we have out there like that, the better. It's just such a great way to respond to the cost of living crisis, and a great way for us to all feel empowered to do something for ourselves and for one another. Why should we let the fact everything's so expensive hold us back? If we can find ways to help each other out, and one person's trash is another's treasure, it is so true. And it's just such a creative way to kind of get around the challenges of not being able to afford things we need, and finding other solutions of how to make it happen, and in the process helping somebody else out who wouldn't be able to, maybe they would maybe find it difficult to take the thing away, or they just hate the thought of throwing it away, but they wouldn't be able to sell it, and they don't know what to do with it, and then somebody else can get some joy or some useful purposefulness out of it. I also meant to say that most of my curtains have also been bartered. So yeah, I bet I'll think of a whole bunch of other things after this video, but that's just a kind of wee snapshot of what it can be like. And as I say, yeah, it's just such a brilliant thing. So let there be more bartering groups out there. And thank you for watching today and hearing all about the idea of bartering. I hope that you found it useful, and I hope it inspires you to look out for some bartering activities in your area, or as I say, start something. You could start a whole new group up in your community. Wouldn't that be amazing? So thanks again. Take care and best wishes. Bye bye.